does. That's all he knows how to do is take cheap shots. Oh! Here comes out of the locker room. Wrestlers to separate Blake and Koloff. Good luck. We need more. Blake taking it to the heavyweight champion. The volatile situation. And now Koloff. These two men to fight forever. There can only be one Pro Wrestling 225 heavyweight champion. And when these two men finally get their hands on each other, we're going to find out just who it's going to be.
Dude, what did we just see? What did we just see?
I don't know. I don't know.
You think you can handle this stuff on a daily basis?
It's the reason why I'm behind the camera.
Yeah.
Not in front of the camera.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I need a second.
Yeah.
I need a second.
Give me a second. Oh. Guess who? It's DwreckTV. I'm Dwreck. And it is a week before the Switch 2 finally comes out. Next week, June 5th, is going to be the start of the next generation of Nintendo. And what better way? What better way to bring in that next generation to draw Mario of all characters. And just last week I drew Terry Bogard, so let's do Mario this time, because since Mario has been a big part of my life for practically the longest time, if not longer than most cartoon characters and everything, just as much. But Mario has definitely been a huge part of my life, creatively, artistically, and just entertainment wise. So let's waste no more time. Let's draw Mario. Okay, let's see how we're gonna do Mario. It's been a long time since I drew him. Let's see. What kind of pose we can have him in? Because he's always got some kind of pose to him. Let's try this one. I haven't drawn Mario in a very, very long time. So this is quite the occasion, especially with the Switch 2 coming out June 5th. And I think it's very cool. It's going to be a very cool time indeed. As many people want to dismiss or want to look down on it because of its pricing and such. People need to stop all that crap. This is a cool time to be a gamer, especially with the Switch, with a brand new Nintendo console coming out. Not too fond of the name Switch 2, but oh well. I'm excited for it. I'm excited. Because you gotta be excited for a brand new system coming out. Especially with them coming out having a midnight release. Yeah, that's a big deal. It's been a long time. Yeah, I just gotta bear with me with this because it's been a long time since I drew Mario. You're probably thinking like, why are you drawing Mario? Because if you haven't drawn him in a long time, well, I just want to see how good I can do him. I know it's gonna come out pretty bad. It's already coming out bad, but oh well. Mario's been a big part of my life for the longest time. This is a tribute to him. I don't have much of a neck. I don't even think Mario has a neck. He's doing like that. He's very pudgy. I'd say it's more on the lines of like how it was for the Mario Brothers Super Show, combined with how he looked on the video games. I'd say it's alright. Mario Brothers Super Show has definitely been one of my favorite cartoons ever when I was younger. I loved it. Especially the dynamic with Mario, Luigi, the princess, and Toad. I thought those were cool, especially the adventures that they would get in to fight King Koopa. Always entertaining. Especially the live action skits with Captain Lou Albano and Danny Ellis. I know I'm butchering his last name. I think it's Ellis or something like that. So sue me. It's been a long time. That knocking, that's Mittens. Min's likes to look outside the door and sees all the bugs because it's nighttime and she likes to look at bugs. And her tail's wagging against the door. I think that's adorable. First Mario game, Super Mario Brothers. I do remember seeing the arcade of Mario Brothers at a local car wash years and years back, and I thought that was pretty cool. I have played Donkey Kong on the arcade, and Robert and Duke's mom had the Atari 2600, and she also had Donkey Kong on it, and let's see, it was a game called Haunted House. Those are like my early interactions with a Atari. Hey, it looks pretty good, don't you think? For Mario, very quick, very easy, very straightforward to the point. Let's ink them up, shall we? Let's get a bigger. Alright, let's try it with a 10. I'll have to use this one. Let's get his arm. Make his arm a little better. That looks like crap, but oh well. Looking forward to the Switch 2, very much so. I think it could have been called like Nintendo Fusion, and I would have been fine with it. But Switch 2, it just feels like it appealed too much for the freaking nerds online. Always calling it either Switch 2 or Switch Pro, and then they finally call it Switch 2, and it's like makes all the freaking internet nerds feel like they won. I'll be damned if all the other things they said was true, but I don't want to talk about them anymore. I have an idea. I know I'm drawing his eyes smaller, but I have an idea. Hey paisanos, Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Used to love the Mario Brothers Super Show. Loved it. Everything from the song, the episodes, the situations with the live action skits. Especially sometimes like the song parts were pretty entertaining. Kind of sucks on the DVD releases that a lot of them got altered. So it's like, if you remember how they sounded, or if you recorded them on VHS, then you pretty much got them. But other than that, on DVD release, nope. I think one of them was still intact, but for the rest of them, if you have them on VHS, recorded off TV on VHS, then you pretty much are covered. But nope, not on DVD. Too bad. I'd say one of my favorite episodes on it was Adventures of Sherlock Mario was a good one. The Mario of the Deep, I watched that quite a lot. And the episode with Hooded Robin, that was a good one. A couple others that were good. The Jungle Love, where Mario, Toad, and Luigi were itching up a storm, and the princess had to get some kind of cure from a witch doctor, because Bowser got Mario and Toad and Luigi itching uncontrollably. Alright, let's erase Mario up. Okay, so I'll erase it up. I got a couple right here. Got a little bit right here. Alright. And let's get the coloring, Mr. Mario. His eye color. Blue eyes. Next is mustache. Maybe let's get the underneath here so I don't want to bleed through in case. And as far as like the first Mario movie that came out in '93, I was very excited for it. Didn't get to watch it in theaters, but a friend of mine that used to live down the street when I was a kid he was the same one that got me to play Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, and he had the Mario Brothers movie on VHS. I watched it through him, and the movie was it was kind of not really off-putting, but it was like, it just felt like but it could have been a lot better, but I thought it was enjoyable. I actually liked it. I liked the Mario Bros. Movie. And a lot of people that watched it in my circle of friends, they all said they liked it. Robert and Duke liked it. Max and Roy liked it. Max was kind of like, kind of off-put in a way, but he enjoyed it. I kind of found it weird that Bowser was, King Koopa at that time, that we was always calling him, that King Koopa was a human. I was like, why is King Koopa human? But it was alright. And Princess Toadstool was actually Daisy, so that was kind of off-putting because it wasn't like Princess Toadstool, it was Daisy from Super Mario Land. So it kind of made sense that she would be in love with Luigi instead of Mario, but it was off-putting in a way, those parts, but I really liked it. The music was great, the environments were pretty cool at that time. And then 10 years later, 10, 15 years later, the internet started coming up and YouTube started coming up, and everybody wanted to start sharing their grievances and wanted to start sharing their misery over it. I'm pretty sure these people were not saying all that when that movie came out. These people are freaking idiots, because to me, like, if anybody liked that movie back in the day and actually liked it, and then all of a sudden 15 years later y'all get on the internet and everybody wants to jump on saying like that was one of the worst movies ever made, y'all are a bunch of freaking hypocrites. I mean, it wasn't the best movie ever, obviously, but it was enjoyable. I'd watch it again. Everybody just loves to jump on the bandwagon of everything. That's what kind of pisses me off about fanboys and fans alike. Not all of them, just the very vocal ones that want to make it sound like they are the voice of the entire communities, when really and truly they're just talking out their asses. And it's like, shut the hell up, people. Shut the hell up. And then when the new Mario Brothers movie came out 2 years ago, I was actually pretty excited. Chris Pratt voicing him. I thought at first I was like, Chris Pratt? Then I was hearing a lot of like his voice samples and some other things that he did voiceover for, and I thought he's actually gonna sound like he's gonna do Mario justice. But lo and behold, all the freaking fanboys all want to come out of the woodwork saying that he is the worst decision ever. They should have put like Charles Martinet as Mario's voice, because their childhood, their nostalgia, this, that, blah, 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 blah. Charles Martinet voiced Mario since Super Mario 64. I liked his voice. He did good for Mario, but I think it was time for a new voice for him, because it did start to get old after a while. And can you imagine, in all honesty, could you have watched that Mario Brothers movie with constant woohoos, wahas, and let's goes, it's a me's? I don't think so. I think not. I couldn't have watched it. But hearing Chris Pratt as Mario's voice was fantastic. I thought he did fantastic. And all the other voice actors in that movie did fantastic. Everybody from Luigi, everybody from Princess Toadstool, Toad, and even Bowser Koopa himself. They all did a fantastic job. And even Seth Rogen, even though I'm not the biggest Seth Rogen fan, like, because his movies and acting is like very hit or miss. He's either pretty good, he's either decent, or he's absolutely terrible. But I think he excels more as a voice actor, and he excels when he's under someone else's direction. As long as he's doing like voice acting under someone else's directions, he's fine. But if he's doing his own thing and everything, it's freaking garbage. That's why I never want to see that Ninja Turtles movie. That thing looks like dog water. I can draw better turtles than that. If I can draw better Ninja Turtles than a multi-million-dollar company can, something's wrong. I know I'm not really not really good at drawing Mario right now, but I'm kind of tired as well. From working on my comic book and everything. Well, getting the storyboards for it and preparing for the Switch 2 coming out. He looks great. Mario looks phenomenal. Let's get his hair. And his shoes. As far as the Switch 2 goes, like I said, I'm excited for it. I'm going to be getting Mario Kart World with it. And when it comes to the Switch 2, I'm not going to be buying every game that comes out for it. And I'm only going to be buying certain games from certain companies. I'm not going to be buying no games from anything from Ubisoft. Nope. I'm not buying from Naughty Dog. Nope. Not buying from any. I even wrote a list of game companies that I'm never buying ever from again. And they are, I listed them as followed. But as far as what games and what companies I'm going to be going forward with, I'm going to be going forward with these guys. And you'd probably be thinking, like, why these companies? Because, especially from what everybody wants to say, like, they do terrible things, like, why you be defending multi-million-dollar companies and everything. It's not about that. It's about, out of all the companies that puts out games and such and everything, those companies have better track records. And they're not under any kind of outside influences, terrible abomination influences. So there's that. I'm just gonna leave that at that. Mario looks great. He looks fantastic. Mario looks great. I do say so myself. Let's give him his tootsies. His pearly whites. He looks great. Looks absolutely great. I know it's kind of small and such, but that's Mario for you. He looks great. It's been a long time since I drew Mario, and I do say so, he looks fantastic. Phenomenal. Now, that's it for this drawing video this week. And with the Switch 2 coming out on June 5th, let this generation be a fun one with less drama from everybody, and just play the games for enjoyment. Video games are not a way of life. And this is coming from somebody that has played video games his entire life. But with all the crap that's just been going on YouTube and within the industry, and rightfully so, let's all just get rid of the bullshit and let's just enjoy video games. And if you want to enjoy games, I suggest getting games from these companies. Follow more of these companies and we should have no problems. So, that being said, Switch 2, go and get it day one on midnight release. So hopefully I'll be able to get a video of that, hopefully. And let's all enjoy the next generation of Nintendo. It's a time to get excited, people. So let's get excited for the next generation of Nintendo. So, this is Dwreck signing out. See y'all on the flip side, and see y'all in the next generation.
Hide the money, y'all. broke ass.